with a nice old, I did not re-roll.
There's an old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Well, good evening, good folk, and welcome to the Old Curiosity Shop. I'm Scott. Guess what we're going to do tonight? We're actually going to have a thrift haul. Can you believe it? No special guests, no live sale. I'm not going to fix anything, no tour, just an old, what I used to call kitchen counter thrift haul. I don't have a kitchen counter anymore, but one of these days I will, and we'll get you back in the kitchen again. But for today, I'm going to show you a bunch of stuff that I was able to pick up in the last 5 or 6 days, or I guess, something like that. And then I've got some special announcements about a really fun upcoming show that I want to tell you about. But before we begin, today's cup of coffee is brought to you by...
A cup of coffee, a sandwich, and you, a cozy corner, a table for two.
Well, it's brought to you by the old Empire of Japan. At least that's what we called it when this thing was made in the 1930s, and it's that basket weave pattern that they did. It was so popular then. No, I didn't spill any in mine. Oops. Okay, so that's the You know, I started collecting... Do I need to collect another pattern? Of course I do. I started collecting it. I've got another piece on this table somewhere. And then this is the first time I've ever found any cups and saucers in it. There is coffee in there. I don't know whether you can see it. Let's try it. Oh, it's good. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, that's it. Breaking things up. This close to Christmas, they're gonna kick you out. Now, before you say anything, it's cold in here. And don't feel bad like you have to send me an electric blanket or anything. I just don't feel like turning up the heat. You know, when I grew up in the 1970s as a child, during the energy crisis, you remember, we froze for that whole decade. Well, we really didn't have the energy crisis until like the second half of it. But anyway, you remember there weren't going to be any fossil fuels left, and everybody turned their thermostats off or turned them down to 50. And we wore long underwear all winter long, and we just froze. Well, I guess every time I go over to that thermostat, I can still hear the old folks. Got that thermostat set on. So I just don't feel like turning up the heat. But I also get to show off my classic 1940s lap blanket. I guess it's not much bigger than that. Made out of old bath towels that some old granny stitched together. Look at that. Probably from the 1940s, the Depression era, the 30s, the 40s. They took some old towels, and these are old towels were a lot scratchier back then too. So anyway, how are you guys staying warm? We got some snow in New Jersey, but it was mostly just drizzle and rain and that kind of thing here, but looks like we might be in for some next week. I think so. All right, let's do the thrift haul now. And none of this is listed. It will be at some point, maybe, I'm gonna try to do, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm not making any commitments the week before Christmas. But everything is in the mail that you bought from me last Monday night, I can promise you that. A lot of stuff I am going to be listing, since I'm not doing any more live sales this year. We're going to be listing some stuff in the eBay store. Now, this is not a trick. I don't get any points or any special anything, I don't think. Not that I know of. But if you're not subscribed to the eBay store and you just go to the store, I always put the link to the store in the description box underneath the videos. But if you go and you become a member, just click it. I don't know who you are. I don't see your name, address. I don't see anything. I don't even know where it tells me how many people. I think it tells me somewhere how many people subscribe to the store, but I'm not a bean counter. I don't keep track of that. It's so that when I list things in the store, you'll know about it. Because I get people, oh, I can't believe you sold that thing and I wanted it. Well, usually my auctions are 7 days. And there's a function that you can turn on or off. You can turn it on, and when I list things, you'll get a little newsletter, like a little email. Not really a newsletter, but I think they call it a newsletter. And it'll say, this is what's new this week in the store. And then that way you'll know. Because if I get run over by a snowplow or something and I'm in the bed for 3 months and I can't do YouTube or anything like that, I can still be listing things. And you'll know if you subscribe to the store, not the YouTube channel. Anyway, it's not that easy to do. It's not that difficult to do. I'm pretty sure anybody can figure it out. I've got 4 kitchen canisters with roses on the front. They're graduated sizes and they're all down in there. Now I've got all 4 lids, but I don't know where the other 3 lids are. Oh. Unless I tell you otherwise, all of these items will be for sale when I can get around to getting them listed. So I want you to know that. But that's what the kitchen canisters look like from the 40s. And they're in fantastic condition, as you can see. I mean, they're all pretty much in the same condition, and they do have lids. Somebody from the mid-century is going to love this. I've got the box and everything, but look how 1960s that box is. The Hamilton Beach Mixette. Isn't that great? Now, before I took the lid off, I was hoping it would be blue or pink or some other typical mid-century color, and it's not. But it's still okay. It just would have been cool if it were blue or pink. It has a gray handle. And I did plug it in. I oiled it and plugged it in, and it purrs like a kitten. It works beautifully, and that thing weighs 10 pounds. No flab under Granny's arm. So minus my fingerprints, we can see Mixette, Hamilton Beach. There's the handle and everything, and a nice original cord and a generous cord. Oh my gosh. You can take the mixing bowl into the bathroom with you and leave it plugged in the kitchen, and you can still go at it. I've never seen a mixer with such a long cord on it, but there's no indication that cord has been replaced. That's an old one. So the beaters come with it. Nothing better than licking the beater. You remember that? That was the treat. All right, now how do we get this thing back in the box? And there's also some other little funny clip thing. I think you could attach this clip to the kitchen wall so the beater would actually hang on the wall. So clearly we're in the 1960s on that. I don't feel like trying to get it back in there. Ugh. Get it back down there on the floor. Okay. From the 1930s, amber candy dish, probably Fostoria or Cambridge or one of them, and it's etched on the top. And everybody made these candy dishes. I have not washed. I usually wash everything before the show, but I haven't gotten myself to where I could do that. Look at this piece of glass. I ought to know who made it, but I don't. I haven't had a chance to look any of this stuff up, or I'll be able to find it in my books somewhere, but I love the blue color on that. That has no damage on it. This thing will glow under a black light. That's an old piece of Northwood, I think is what I'm remembering. So 1915, that's 100 years old, that thing. And it glows under a black light. They made this also in Carnival glass. So this will glow beautifully. It's a basket weave with grapes on it. Always putting grapes on stuff. A porcelain ceiling fixture for the bathroom or the bedroom or the hallway, made by the Porcelain Company. So this will be a 1930s, 40s piece. Porcelain, not only did they make those wonderful coffee sets and toasters and percolators, I guess I said that, but they also did a lot of ceiling fixtures as well. And that one is ready to be, I don't need it, otherwise I'd keep it. I've got enough of that kind of thing. This I bought for me to use with the model train. What did I pay for that? Now, if this bag opens up, $1.99. That's that green, I don't even know what you call it, but you glue it down on models and it looks like grass. I've got some old things that need updating. You know, the grass has chipped off of the old train set houses. I guess they're Southerners because they don't have snow on their lawns. A tilt pitcher, tilted, yeah. So again, I have not gone. I don't even know where my books are. They're still in boxes. Hazel Atlas probably. You know, it reminds me of the gay rainbow pictures, the 4 different colors. This is that fired on, but it's in really good condition. Yeah, clear glass and a nice big one in blue. So it's either Hazel Atlas or Hocking. Yeah, right? Speaking of the kitchen, the Depression kitchen, wait until you see this. All right, well, come on and show it to them. Not only, now I don't have the kitchen sink yet. You know I'm working on it. I've got the bowls. I've got all types of utensils and whatnot. Coffee pot, everything. Chamber pot. And now I've got the soap dish. Look at that. And you even have the drainer piece. Now, how did that stay with it? You know, so your soap doesn't get that jelly underneath when it sits in water. Ugh. So we'll nail that to the wall over the sink. You really think of kitchens when you think of this enamel rather than bathrooms. The bathroom soap dishes and whatnot would normally be porcelain, but fantastic for the, I couldn't believe it. I've never seen it before. There it is. I gotta get back to working on that kitchen again. Ooh. Now, I've got, this is the second one of these I've had. And we'll open it up. And the last time I could not remember, I kept saying tooled, and of course tooled is what you do to leather when you emboss it or whatever. So this is machined, I guess you call it machined. And we can see on there that it's got this machined spiderweb look to it. And this is a Deco tray server for the Deco table. And it's chrome, of course. And I already know where it's marked, and I knew that right there, and you're not going to be able to see it. But the chase mark is, I'm not even going to try. Nope, I'm not even going to try. But it's there. Look at all the fuzz blowing around. It's not dust. I dust my house. It's fuzz off of this, and this got washed. Now, see, I went and started running my mouth on something else, and I can't remember what I was. So this is made by Chase Brass in Brooklyn. And very modern. I mean, can you imagine, before this, yeah, it was those, the glass tidbit trays, yeah, with the handle and with the glass in the middle. Revolutionary in the 20s as EAPG goes out of style, and then we start seeing mass-produced pieces made of chrome that are designed by the various industrial designers of the era, and they're very popular. So this is the second one. I sold one already. I got another one. I just screamed. I screamed when I found that. Let's stick with some Deco chrome items here for a moment. And I found 5 of these chrome cups. These I've never seen before. You know, we had all different kinds of cocktail cups and things that came with the shakers. Now I've only got 5 of these. There would have been more, but this is a nice style that I don't see. Oh, that fuzz is going up my nose. This is a style that I see fairly frequently, and I did find 6 of these. I'm only showing you 3. So 2 in amber, 2 in amethyst, and 2 in green. And these, of course, would go with the cocktail shaker. Ooh. I've got all 6 of these, and the glass does come out. So Farber Brothers does the chrome, and then they either get their glass from Cambridge. I always thought all the glass came from Cambridge, but I was reading one of my books, and there was another company, I want to say Morgantown, one of the West Virginia companies, also supplied glass to Farber Brothers for the things that they did. 2 1930s Bakelite salt and pepper shakers, where you have to screw the tops off to get the seasoning in there. In this wonderful butterscotch Bakelite. And I guess everybody knows Bakelite. People say, well, how do you know? Well, there's some kind of a test you can do where you put some chemical on it, you scratch it, but we don't need that. No, all you need to do is just take your thumb and rub it really fast and get it nice and hot and see if it smells like burnt electrical wires, it's Bakelite, which I think smells like an old burnt, like an old rubber electric cord, pops in the outlet. You know, has that happened to you before? That's what I think it smells like. What do you guys think Bakelite smells like? A candy dish. We're back in that 1920s era. This one has ruby flashed decoration on it. I've never seen this one before. Great for Christmas or Valentine's. I've got 2 cherry blossom coasters. All of this stuff, 1920s, 30s, 40s, I find it all here in the Philadelphia, South Jersey area. All of it. Yeah. In thrift shops. None of this is antique stores. Yep. There's a shaker in that same Japan basket weave pattern, or a muffineer rather, because of the holes on the top. And then a nice sized cranberry pitcher there with an applied handle. Maybe it's Fenton, I don't know. It doesn't say. There's of course no marks on it at all. And you know, I learn these things and then I forget about who polishes their pontels and who doesn't. Pilgrim glass has a funny, you can tell if it's Pilgrim if it's unmarked, but then there's also the West Virginia, not specialty company, but various companies who did cranberry, and I forget all of the techniques of trying to figure out who made it. But it's a beautiful piece anyway without any damage on it, and that'll be up for sale soon. Oh yeah, I learn all these things and then I can't remember. I found another one of these. Now the one that I just sold last week was Weeping Gold. This one is Pottery. No mark on it. There's some numbers, but I'm not getting a German. The German numbers look a certain way. This is probably American made. And it is We see this form quite frequently in the 1930s, and I think it lingered into the 40s a little bit. It's always a naked lady running around with draperies. And I said draperies. The last time I said drapes and I was corrected.
Oh dear.
Did you know that? A person wrote to me and said, Scott, there's no such word as drapes. How dare you? No, she didn't say how dare you. But I was corrected and I was told I must use the word draperies and I must not say drapes anymore. Did you guys know that? I must have skipped that lecture that day. I didn't know that. So, draperies. She's flipping a drapery around. And a bunch of companies made something that looked like this. You can see bookends. You can see lamp bases. I've seen candlestick bases. Very popular. And she's not executed very well, but just cheaply made. And somebody got to rubbing all the gold off of one of her, off of one side. That's the only place where I see, there's no gold missing on her anywhere else. Maybe that was good luck, I don't know, for somebody, but that's in good condition. I'm just playing. But some people are funny. I mean, they'll watch a 30-minute video and there's just certain things. I guess we're all like that, aren't we? With things that sort of either get on your nerves or you just have to say something about it. I just think it's funny. My father used to get annoyed when people would say cinder block. You know, we all grew up saying, oh, well, it's made out of cinder block. And he would always, they're concrete blocks, you know, today. I'm not talking about 100 years ago. And, but he could never get us to say concrete block. It was always in our brains to say cinder block. And every time we said it, he would always, So I guess drapery was it for that particular person. So that's fine. I still say cinder block. I can't get into the habit of saying concrete block. Amy B is your name, and I should have thanked you sooner. But the footage that I filmed got all messed up. I don't know what I did. And I can't show it. When I was shopping with Vintage Vinny, a lovely lady who sells antiques in Hagerstown came shopping with us. And when I was in Amy's booth, I found a piece of rust bouquet, which I don't have this covered casserole, and this is a pattern that I have collected. She gifted this to me. I demanded that I pay for it. She would not let me pay for it. So thank you so much. Didn't get to do anything with it this fall, but next fall, the rust bouquet pattern, I'll be pulling all of that out. And you know, sometimes a collection starts when you find one piece, and sometimes it starts when you find a box of 60 pieces, you know, and the box is like $5 and you have to get it. So that's going to be for autumn. And that was really nice of her. How are we doing here? We're at 22 minutes. We're good. We're good. All right, let me get this thing over here. Ugh. Oh my gosh, this is heavy. Now, I just sold in last week's live sale something that looked like this. And I used to keep it up there. Oh, I didn't plug my Christmas lights in. I used to keep it up there with what am I trying to think of? with autumn foliage in it, and at the old place too in Philly. But I found this one which I like better, so I sold the other one. This is made in Japan in the 1930s. Look at that. It's not redware, it's pottery. And there's a name for this kind of pottery, and I don't remember what it is. It's nice and heavy. It's got stippling around it, a lot of empty space, which is typical of Japanese design. But look at the colors for autumn season. We've got what look like pomegranates or smashed tomatoes, I don't know. And we got a bird. that bird will probably eat one of these pomegranates and then poop on my windshield. Right? I don't know what, no, we used to have usually it's the elderberries that they eat. And then their poop comes out purple and it goes all down your windshield. That's what that bird is getting ready to do. I'm telling you, I already know this. So there's no damage on that. This is the only thing I'm gonna keep. I say that and then watch next autumn, I'll put it up for sale. Okay, we're almost 2 or 3 things left and we'll finish that up. And then I've got an announcement to make about a special program next Thursday night. And I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Here's another picture that's probably from the 40s because it's got that ball. It's a ball picture and it tilts. And that style of handle on the lid is very Deco, very, very 1930s, 40s. I'm sorry, probably 1940s. And the only thing that it says on the bottom of this is Pippin. And of course, there's an apple called a Pippin. I don't remember any company named Pippin, so I haven't had a chance to look that thing up either. It's just been one of the, we're all running around doing this, that, and the other. Look at this. Okay, 3 more things. Now this one comes with a secret piece of paper inside to tell us about it. Let me get it over here. And I want to get it to, oh, you weren't supposed to see that. Doggone it, gave away my own surprise. I know you saw it. Shoot. That was going to be a big surprise. It says on here, somebody wrote this down. It says Foreman Company wedding gift, 1940s, from Aunt Becky, which happens to be Grandpa's sister. And then they wrote on there, it works well. Well, they didn't use it very often because it is in pristine condition. And then they went on and listed all these other things that were wedding gifts. 1949 Henry Rosenfeld handbag. 1952 DR Brown otter fur coat. I don't know. So anyway, somebody stuck that down inside. And I haven't seen this one before. Now there must be hundreds of chrome percolators out there from the 30s and 40s. And this one has sailing ships embossed on it, which I'm going to try to get you to see around the top here, like Spanish galleon ships. Can you see that? That was also popular in the 30s, a popular decorative motif, those big old Spanish galleon ships. And we've got these wonderful black Bakelite handles. This looks this looks 30s to me. Now they're saying it's a wedding gift in the 40s. So we don't know if it's before the war or after the war, but this is an old-fashioned coffee percolator to be given in the 40s. So maybe they got it on sale. And it says it works really well. I haven't tested it yet, but I do have one of these awful cords that looks like a snake. Isn't it? I don't know what. Who came up with that design? You go out in the kitchen at 4 o'clock in the morning with no lights on to get something out of the refrigerator, and that's on the counter. Ooh, doesn't that look like a snake? A bad snake. I don't have a problem with a snake as long as he stays where he's supposed to be. And my kitchen counter at 4 o'clock in the morning is not where he's supposed to be. Or she. Ooh. All right, 2 more things. And then what time is it? I've got to get on the road. This will go out tonight, but okay, what do I do first? This is the most expensive thing that I bought. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but look at this Art Deco. Did you just scream? I got another Art Deco lamp. You're going to scream twice. This is going to be a 2-screamer video. But this is this is not somebody's homemade basement project. Not when this was made. Now, nothing on it. So I don't know which, I'm getting an American feel on it, not a European feel. So I don't know which American company made this, but look at the color of this glaze. We've got an old brass socket on the top, which is bent. I've got to repair that. And that's the original cord on it, in remarkably good shape, with a nice old, I did not rewire this. Look at that cord. Yeah? And if this cord is in good shape, I'm going to examine it. I'm going to keep that cord on there. So I have to do some studying on it. You know, I may never know because we have no marks on it. And but this is going to be early Deco, early, you know, circa 19, right after they came back from the 1925 Paris Exposition, and they brought back all of these decorative forms with them. So this is really good. This is unusual Deco, and it's nice to find. We don't have as much of it here in the US as our European friends do. All right, here's the last thing, and then I have an announcement. Let me have a sip. I'm just kidding about the drapes. I don't get offended. I really don't. I just think it's funny. No, I do like, because I did not know that it wasn't a word. Ouch. What have I gone and done? Because I really didn't know that drapes wasn't a word. Look at this. Now this I bought for $19 at the Philly AIDS thrift store. And when I saw it, I got detached retina. Now I'm going to show it to you in a minute, but when I do, oh, you can already see the top of it. I keep messing up all my own surprises. I'm going to show it to you. It did not have this lampshade on it when I got it. This lampshade is okay, but it's not totally appropriate for it. So before you start, there it is. It is made by the Chase Company. I have seen this lamp before and I've always wanted it. It's Art Deco 1930s chrome. Look out, Miss Lemon. This would be right on Hercule's desk, wouldn't it? When I got it at the thrift shop, it had some ugly milk glass shade on there, which wasn't the right thing. And I just stuck this marigold shade on there just to do it. That is an original socket in chrome. The brass fitter, I will take that brass fitter off and put on a chrome one. And then I haven't decided what kind of a shade I'm going to use with this lamp, but it will be something appropriate to the 1930s. And on this particular lamp, the Chase mark, which I don't think I can have you see, is right here. I know I can't get in there close enough to show you that mark. I don't know if you're familiar with the who's the guy that rides the horse with the arrows? Is that Centaur? I don't know. I really don't know. And he might even be half horse. I don't know if he's half horse, half man, or if he's just on the horse with a bow and arrow. But you can look up Chase and see the what they use for their mark, not mascot, but for their trademark. So yeah, this is a fantastic find, and you'll see these come up. They're not rare, but I just don't get a chance to find one every day, and in excellent condition. So it's just a form from the 30s that I'm particularly attracted to, and you can put all different kinds of shades in there. I'm not sure what I'll settle on, but I love it. Okay, let's put that down. And as far as I'm concerned, that was a steal at $19. Okay, now, thank you everyone for watching tonight's thrift haul. Please join me next Thursday night at 10 p.m. Now, we came up with this idea at the tail end of the last Monday night's live sale, we decided, you and me, that we're going to have a pajama party, and we're going to do it at 10 o'clock Eastern time, and we're going to go until midnight. That's right, and I've got some special guests coming as well. Some of them you know from other thrifting channels. I bet you can probably figure out at least one or two people who will be there. But we're all going to be in our night attire, and I expect you to be as well. That's right. Come in your pajamas, get your favorite snack ready. I haven't chosen my outfit yet, but we'll just wait and let you anticipate. But we're all going to be in whatever it is we sleep in, and which is appropriate for the viewing audience. And we'll have fun. We're not going to have a sale, but we're going to have trivia questions, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, the panel that's going to join me, look at that fuzz that's still blowing all around from this blanket. The panel that's going to join me, I'm going to be giving them trivia questions. And you, the audience members, are going to have a chance to play along, and there will be 5 prizes which will be shipped to you after Christmas. 5 little things that you can win. And so you can just watch us on your smart TVs, and if you figure out how to join in, get yourself a screen name and come on in. You don't have to worry about me not being able to read the chat. There'll be 4 other people, I think, and we'll all be looking at the chat together and talking about some fun things just before Christmas. And it'll be lighthearted, and we're going to start late, so everybody can, all my folks out in California and whatnot, can get home, clean the dishes, put the cat to bed, and get yourself, I guess, let's see, 3 hours early. That's not that early out there. That would be 7 o'clock. But join us if you can. 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here next Thursday night. I think it's December the 22nd, something like that. We're supposed to get some snow that night anyway, so maybe I'll go out on the front porch, and if I do that, I'll have to put my union suit on underneath my pajamas. But we'll see what happens. I hope you'll join us then. Okay, folks, that's it. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop saying thanks for watching. Wait for the cat, and so long for now.